Hi yogis, it's Shannon. Thank you for tuning in today. I've got a 20-minute practice to get into the hips and the legs a little. It's going to be more of a primal flow, just something different to shake up your yoga practice. And since it's a short one, we're going to get right into it. Do me a solid, like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. We're going to begin in savasana. So just come down all the way to your mat, on your back, and lie down. And close your eyes. As we begin to turn the attention inward, just notice your inhalations and exhalations. Notice the beating of your heart. Really take this time to come into the body and into the moment. Notice how the body feels today. And if you would like to set an intention for your practice today, perhaps something positive to bring into your mind in case it starts to wander off to your to-do list or anything else, just a thought that you can use to anchor yourself back in the present. Maybe something positive you can bring forward into the rest of your day. Now's a good time to see if you can make that anchor for your practice. On your next inhale, let's go ahead and open the eyes. We're going to hug the right knee into your chest. Just begin to get a little movement into the right hip flexor. Take a good inhale here, and let's extend the right arm out to the side. On the exhale, bring the left knee across. You can gaze out over the right shoulder. Let's take one more inhale and exhale. Let's bring the knee back to center. Give it another squeeze and extend the right leg. Bring the left leg in with your knee. And let's reach with the right arm. Reach out with the left. Bring the knee across, and you can gaze over the left shoulder. One more inhale. And exhale, bring the knee back into your chest. Hug it in. And this time pick up the right leg as well, and let's swing both legs so you can come up to sit. You can cross the ankles and come over into your tabletop position. Let's take a really quick 2 rounds of cat and cow. Make sure that the hands are under the shoulders and the knee is under the hips. Inhale, stomach down, gaze is up. Exhale, cat stretch. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Let's come back to center. Tuck your toes and shift up into a plank position. Let's go back into downward facing dog. You can bring your hands, bring your shoulder blades down the back, trying to bring the heels down towards the floor as much as you can. You can always bend at the knee here. And let's go ahead and pedal out the feet. Let's get some movement into the legs. We're going to do some work today. On an inhale, come up on your tiptoes. Exhale, heels back down towards the floor. Inhale, right foot behind you, 3-legged dog, keeping your hips square. Look forward in between your hands. Now you're going to step to the outside of the right hand, so swing the foot forward, step outside the right hand. Kind of in a runner's lunge here. Let's just go back and forth, just wave back and forth gently. Get a little movement into the hip flexors. Take good breaths here. And keeping your hands planted down, use the power in your core and take the foot back to the back of the mat. You can always drop your knees here if you need to. And let's shift back into downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot behind you, three-legged dog. Again, hips square. Look forward in between your hands. Swing that left foot forward beside your left hand. And just kind of wave back and forth here a little bit. Don't want to force anything. We're just gently getting into the flexors, into the knees. Shoulders probably start feeling this a little bit too, but that's okay. Now get stable here. Make sure you're in your stable plank. Take your left foot back behind you. Again, you can drop your knees if you need to. Shift back, downward facing dog. Let's pause here for a good breath. Inhale and exhale. Going to do it again. So inhale, right foot behind you, three-legged dog. Look forward in between your hands. Bring right foot outside, right hand. Wave back and forth a little bit. This may feel a little easier this time as we're starting to stretch out everything. Long inhalations and exhalations. Get good and stable here. Bring right leg back behind you, back into downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot behind you, three-legged dog. Look forward in between your hands. Step forward, outside the left hand. Wave back and forth, gentle here. Now get in a stable position. Step back into your plank or into your table. Shift back, downward facing dog. Let's take a nice breath here in downward facing dog. Just inhale. Open your mouth, exhale. Let it go. Look forward in between your hands. Step forward to the top of your mat. Let's grab both elbows and just hang here in ragdoll. You can sway back and forth a little. Open up the low back and the hips. Get a little stretch there, a little stretch in the hamstrings. You can release the elbows and roll up vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up into Tadasana Mountain Pose. To begin our flow, we'll take Sun Salutation A. Inhale, arms overhead, maybe a slight back bend. Exhale, flow down into forward fold. Halfway lift, gaze in front of you with a flat back. Forward fold, step back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips to the back of the mat, downward facing dog. On an inhale, bring right foot behind you, three-legged dog, hips square. Look forward in between your hands, step forward, this time in between your hands, and come all the way up into a crescent lunge. Drawing shoulder blades down the back. Make sure you can see your big toe. And we'll take a few lunges here. And cactus the arms down the back as we go through our lunge. So inhale down, cactus arms, bringing knee down towards the mat as close as you can get it comfortably. Exhale back up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4. Inhale, 5. Open up into warrior 2. Cartwheel left foot parallel with back of the mat. Open up. Gaze out over the right fingertips in front of you. Keeping your focus to the fingertips. One more inhale and exhale. Straighten your right leg. Turn the foot forward so that you're in 5-pointed star. Point left foot toward the back of the mat. Come into warrior 2 to the back of the mat. Cartwheel down to frame your foot. Step back. Take your vinyasa. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause here for one breath. Big inhale, big exhale. Inhale, left foot behind you, three-legged dog, hips square. Look forward in between your hands. Step forward in between the hands. Rise all the way up into crescent lunge. If you need to step up a little with the back leg so that you're more stable, feel free to do that. We'll take our 5 lunges here. Inhale, exhale, cactusing the arms down. Inhale, 2, inhale, 3. Still make sure you can see your big toe. Inhale, 4, inhale, 5. Come into warrior 2. Spin right foot parallel with the back of the mat. Open up, gaze over left fingertips. One more inhale, exhale. Straighten your left leg, point the left foot forward so that you're in 5-pointed star. Inhale, arms overhead, gathering energy. Exhale, bring them to heart center in prayer. We're going to take some side lunges here. It's a variation of Skandasana. Inhale through the crown of the head. Exhale, shift over to the right side. Make sure that your knee is facing forward. More of a squat than turning the leg out. Bring the left heel up. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the left side. Go only as deep as is comfortable for your knee. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're just going to keep going back and forth. Challenging our glutes and our legs today. And our core. Let's take one more round. Now come back to center. Bring arms out into your 5-pointed star. Hinge forward at the hips. Leave the arms out to the sides. Flat back. Hold it. Really working on that core, tightening up. One more inhale. Exhale, float hands down in between the legs and let your head hang. On an inhale, come up a little so that you have a flat back. Let's heel toe the feet in to the center. Grab each elbow and hang in ragdoll. Wave back and forth a bit. Release the hands. Roll up vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up to center. Let's use a little opportunity here for a balance. Come into tree pose. You can bring your foot to the calf, or you can bring it up to the side of the thigh. Whatever you choose, bring your hands to heart center in prayer and balance. Long breaths. If you want more of a challenge, you can reach up. Some people find this easier. Some people find it harder. Just breathe. And whatever you've chosen, let's sink everything back down to center. Now we'll pick up the left leg. You can bring it to the side of the calf. Don't bring it to your knee. Bring it to the inside of the thigh if you'd like. Come into prayer. Or bring the arms up. Grow your tree. It's okay if you wave. Trees wave all the time. If you're having a hard time focusing, just try to look at one thing. It'll help you. One more inhale and exhale. Float everything back down to center. Go ahead and step to the front of the mat. Close the active part of our practice today with Sun Salutation B. On an inhale, sit back in your chair pose. You want to draw the butt back towards the back of the mat. Bring the knees down. Bring the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold and straighten the legs as much as you can. Halfway lift. Gaze in front of you with a flat back. Forward fold. Step back into plank. Take your vinyasa, and remember you can always drop your knees here if you need to. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. On an inhale, step forward with the right leg. Come into your crescent lunge, arms overhead. Exhale, float hands down to frame the foot. Step back again, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Stand up, high lunge. Exhale, arms down to frame the foot. Step back into plank. One more chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take one more big cleansing breath here. Inhale. Open your mouth, let it all go. Exhale. And let's bring the knees down to the mat and come into child's pose. Just bring the butt back to the heels, head back down to the mat. Beginning to slow down our practice, bringing the mind back to the intention that you set earlier. As our breathing begins to slow down, just know that the challenge of our practice, that positive change takes place. On your next inhale, let's come back up into your tabletop position. Cross the ankles behind you. Come back to sit. With your knees bent, let's take a TP twist. Wrap around with the right arm. Reach behind with the left. Inhale through the crown of the head. Exhale, gaze over left shoulder behind you. One more inhale. And exhale, come back to center. Wrap around with the left arm. Reach behind with the right. Inhale through the crown of the head. Exhale, twisting at the upper body to gaze over the right shoulder behind you. One more inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Let's roll all the way down to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. And extend both legs out. Bring your right leg back up. Bring your knee up to your chest. Reach out with the right arm and bring the leg across. Gaze over the right shoulder. Bring the knee back to center. Give it another hug. And extend the leg. Bring left leg up. Squeeze it into your chest. And bring the left knee across. Reach out with the left arm. Gaze over the left shoulder to the side. One more good breath here. And bring the knee back to center. Pick up the right leg as well. And we'll come into reclined butterfly. Bring heels and feet together. Grab your toes and bring them down towards your hips as much as you can, flattening your back, the small of your back out against the ground below you. And you can release your feet, bring the knees together. Give yourself a big hug because you did amazing today. And release into Shavasana. Let it all go. Let your arms flop out to the sides. Let your feet flop out to the sides. Let yourself relax all the way from the top of your head. Cross your chest, cross your torso, all the way down to the ankles and feet. Feel how you are completely supported here by gravity and the earth, and you are safe. You can stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. But if you'd like to come out of it, you can begin to make some small movements with your fingers and toes, deepening your inhalations and exhalations, making some rotations with ankles and wrists. Reach out long for a full body stretch and roll over to one side in the fetal position. When you're ready, press yourself back up into your comfortable seat at the center of your mat. If you've opened your eyes, you can close them one more time. Bring the hands to your knees. Do a quick scan of the body. Notice how it feels now as opposed to how it felt at the beginning of practice today. Thank yourself for taking time out of your day to come to your mat and do something that's good for you. You can bring your hands to heart center in prayer and open your eyes. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming to your mat today and sharing this flow with me. I hope that it leaves you feeling energized and peaceful. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for hanging out with me. I always appreciate you. May you be happy, may you be safe, and may you be peaceful. I'll see you next time.